Was the United States the only country conducting mind control experiments? You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. World governments have experimented with drug-induced mind control. Before the public learned of the CIA's MKUltra program, this sort of stuff sounded like something out of dystopian science fiction. Once proof of the CIA's activities emerged in the 1970s, Americans and others looked at the once ridiculous-sounding accusations in a new light. What was the government up to? And were they the only ones conducting these mad experiments? Here's where it gets crazy. No, the US had at least one competitor in unconventional research, the Soviet Union. And, according to recently declassified documents, Russian research in these areas dates back to 1917. So what exactly were they looking at? According to an overview by Sergei Kernbach, Soviet scientists pursued goals that often mirrored the experiments of MKUltra. The Soviet programs referred to this field as Psychotronics. This included research on long-distance biological signal transmission, or ESP, electromagnetic emissions from human bodies and their effects on other biological systems, the generation and detection of high-penetrating emissions from biological and non-biological sources. Some Soviet scientists believed that this energy, which remains vaguely defined in the declassified documents, could affect hydrogen nuclei and stimulate the immune system of some plants and animals. These scientists also built devices, primarily in Kiev, called Serpan. These devices purportedly aggregated and stored this energy. As in the case of MKUltra, the Soviet government spent an exorbitant amount of money on the research, and the Soviet psychotronics programs were a subject of intense and vicious debate. For example, the Russian Academy of Sciences called much of the research pseudoscience. To address whether the research in electromagnetic energy, torsion generators, and so on had any merit, it's necessary first to answer several questions. How were these experiments structured? What were the findings, and can they be independently replicated? Has the research led to any applications in the field? Unfortunately, the answers to these questions remain hidden in classified documents. But it is true that some newer weapons, such as the pain ray or active denial system, use EHF waves, making them directed energy weapons. But here's the biggest question of all. What exactly did the Soviet scientists find? Other than the tantalizing bits of partially declassified documents, we just don't know. But what we do know is this. Unlike the official MKUltra operations, the Soviet programs continued until about 2003. Was this a case of pseudoscience benefiting from Cold War paranoia and conducting worthless research for millions in funding? Or did the scientists discover something else? Something that even today, the Russian government doesn't want you to know. Stay tuned to learn more about secret Soviet experiments in our upcoming episodes.